Andrew Gosden, a 14-year-old boy who loved video games, loved goth music. He has a Slipknot t-shirt on. He has a certain ear that has a double ridge on his right ear. He was last seen in England in 2007. He's seen on CCTV footage getting off a train at King's Crossing in London. He's seen on camera looking around like he's looking for someone. The astrology shows him in the sign of Scorpio. And as most of you know who have continued to watch my channel or watch Forensic Criminal Astrologers on YouTube, we know that Scorpio is not the best sign for any victim to show up in. For example, Summer Wells showed up in the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is a transformational sign. It rules the 8th house, and the 8th house rules death, transformation, other people's money, inheritance, taxes, sex, death. It rules an extreme transformation, okay, in crime. It also can rule obsession and revenge. Obsessive, intrusive thoughts, right, that a person could have towards a victim. The victim's showing up in the 13th degree, which is an Aries degree. Aries is the god of war. So again, it's not the best. Because my victim is showing up the 13th degree, that means that Mars and Pluto are ruling this chart. Mars is in the 8th house of death, transformation, ruled by Scorpio, sex, death, transformation, other people's money, obsession, possession, things of that nature, okay? Gemini is there, which means that our victim traveled. Our victim is showing up in a Pisces degree. Pisces rules cameras. Remember, Pisces was Neptune was discovered. Neptune is connected to Pisces. Neptune was discovered. He's at the 24th degree. That is a Neptune degree. That is a Pisces degree. And it does rule cameras because that is when photographs were discovered, is when Neptune was discovered. So in crime, we associate that with film, okay? Now, he was seen on CCTV footage. Also with the moon being in the 1st house, that also tells me that he was seen on camera. My victim is at a Pisces degree in the 8th house of death and transformation, ruled by Gemini. Gemini also rules communication and travel. Could he have been deceived? That I have a victim that's vulnerable and is deceived. Our victim went and got money out of his bank account before he got on this train. He withdrew all his money out of his account. And because Gemini is here, where my victim is at, could my victim have been a victim of theft? Because Gemini, a low vibrational Gemini, is the liar and the thief, the manipulator, the one that is so good with their words. They can trick you, the trickster. It is Hermes. Gemini is Hermes. Now again, please don't think, if you're a Gemini, that I'm calling you a thief and a liar. A low vibrational Gemini could be a thief and a liar and a trickster, okay? And in crime, those are the qualities that we're looking for, all right? I am a Gemini moon. It can mean that you're an excellent communicator. But with that gift, all of these planets have a responsibility with them. It's like that Superman's expression. With the power of your sun sign comes great responsibility. If you have the power of Gemini and Mercury, like I am a Gemini moon, we have to be responsible with our words and try not and be high vibrational and look towards the blessings of that sign that can give us the gift of gab, the gift of being able to talk to anyone, sit down at any table and communicate and talk to people one-on-one and really, truly learn to communicate with good communication skills, okay? So with my victim showing up in Gemini, he was probably talking to people on the internet or texting of some sort, or playing video games with someone, and he could have been tricked because Gemini is the trickster. We could have two people younger than 29. He could have been going to meet two people younger than 29, and they could be probably he may have been under the assumption that they were his age. But the fact that Venus, the open enemy, is showing up in the sign of Leo, that is ruled by the sun. And usually we look at the sun as someone who could be 30 or older. So maybe because our victim is showing up in a degree of vulnerability, and that he could have been deceived, okay, because he's in a Pisces degree, that he could have been lied to, and he could be a victim of theft. Also, Taurus can be a victim of theft too, with the open enemy as Taurus, because like I said, it rules the second house. The second house rules how I value things, my possessions, and how I can look at a victim as value, or I want to possess and value something that the victim has. So it's either they wanted his money, or they wanted something that he physically had, or they wanted him. The moon is at a 29th degree. The moon is always a second co-ruler for a person who is missing. The 29th degree is an anaretic degree. My MC line is at an anaretic degree. My IC line is at an anaretic degree. And my AC and DC are at God of War, Aries degree. So there's aggression, there's some conflict. So the 29th degree is on the cusp of Aquarius and Pisces, but the fourth house is being mostly ruled, like Aquarius is in Pisces at the end of the matter, in the womb and in the tomb. So we could have our victim, the fact that our victim is being ruled by water, and the moon is kind of on the cusp of Sagittarius and water. You know, we could be looking at places near a school, near a church that might be near water. Or college. Hygeia is showing up in the fifth house. Hygeia rules the health. Hygeia is at a 13th degree. Again, we have Hygeia in an Aries degree, which is the god of war. It rules accidents, murder. So his health could be with anger in the fifth house. So I do believe that he could be either a victim of theft, or he's a victim of being deceived for something more sinister. Uranus is in the fourth house, which is in the womb and in the tomb. That is something shocking and unexpected happening in Pisces. So he's deceived. And, Saturn, if I look for Saturn is in Virgo. So he could be in Earth with that, because Saturn can rule a physical body. Saturn in an Earth sign could be that he's in Earth near water because of the moon kind of being a little bit cuspy here. And, the moon is basically at a 29th degree, which means it's transformational for this victim. It's the victim has already gone through something, and this is a turning point, an ending and a beginning, or a beginning and an ending. It's the 29th degree is that last degree before you cross over the threshold and go into the next door, or you open the door to go to the next sign. It's a vulnerable spot for the moon to be in. It's transformational. So if you notice all these red lines on this chart, I do feel there's a lot of conflict. This is an intense chart. All these red lines. There's a trine here of communication. It's all connected with air. I do feel that the victim was deceived somehow and tricked. Could be by two people, and we should be looking for two people younger than 29, younger than 30, or that they lied and said that they were younger, but they were really older. So we could have theft, or we could have that that he himself was looked at as value, or they wanted something that he had. It's a really sad chart. There's a huge T-square. Yeah, it's a really sad chart. A lot of red here, okay? So I do feel like there was some anger. There's a lot of anger here. And it's shocking. In the meantime, if you have any information, you can call, London's 9, I believe it's 999 is their number for 911. Here in the States, we call it 911. If you have any information regarding Andrew Gosden, it's been a long time. It's been since 2007. If you'd like me to map him out, let me know below. I'll try to go ahead and map him out when I have a chance. But I wanted to show you guys the astrology and how it's talking to us. This is how the universe talks to us. This is how the heavens communicate with us, especially when you go missing. In the meantime, please continue to pray for Andrew, that we will know his truth soon. Blessed be everyone. Bye-bye.